In 2024, presidential pardons in the United States took on a whole new meaning, becoming not just acts of forgiveness, but powerful tools of political strategy. In this video, we will explore how Biden uses pardons to protect his family and the political elite, and how the threats from Donald Trump are affecting the political climate in the country. What could these actions mean for the future of the United States? Welcome to the new episode of Behind the Political Scenes. Today, we will analyze the unusual presidential pardons granted by Joe Biden, their political context, and the threats posed by Donald Trump that could radically change the political landscape of the U.S. When it comes to presidential pardons at the end of a term, these actions always attract public attention. However, in 2024, they take on special significance because the battle for power in the U.S. has entered its decisive phase. Joe Biden is using the act of pardon not only as a tool to protect his supporters, but also as a strategy to safeguard against potential retribution that could follow if Donald Trump returns to the White House. One of the first moves that caught the country's attention was Biden's pardon of his son, Hunter. This decision was a loud political gesture, as Hunter had been convicted for illegal gun possession and tax evasion. Despite the fact that for some Democrats this looked like a political scandal, Biden understood that this move was necessary to protect his family and his political legacy. But this pardon is just the beginning. While Trump criticizes Biden, he himself used his powers to pardon members of his family. In December 2020, during the final month of his first term, Trump pardoned Charles Kushner, the father of his son-in-law Jared Kushner, who had been convicted for illegal election contributions and other crimes. Furthermore, in his second term, Trump even nominated Charles Kushner for the position of U.S. ambassador to France, raising new questions about his use of presidential powers to protect his family members. Biden and his allies understand that threats are looming from Donald Trump, who is ready to return to the White House. Biden is taking steps to protect not only his relatives, but also those who have been or may become targets of political retribution. Trump has repeatedly stated that his return to the White House would lead to mass firings and persecution of his political opponents. He is actively preparing his supporter Pam Bondi for the position of U.S. Attorney General, whose plans include intensifying legal actions against those who have dared to oppose him. Kash Patel, his potential candidate for director of the FBI, has plans to turn the Federal Bureau of Investigation into a tool for political vengeance. His list of 60 Trump opponents is only the beginning. Trump is also not forgetting about Adam Schiff, Jack Smith, and others who were involved in investigations against him. These figures could become the first targets of his political vendetta. This is not just about personal revenge, but about creating a system where only those loyal to him occupy key positions. In response to these threats, Biden and his team are beginning to develop a strategy of preemptive pardons. Congressman Brendan Boyle from Pennsylvania argues that the time for caution is over, and that Democrats must act decisively to prevent political repressions. Ed Markey, who also supports this idea, emphasized that such measures are important for the country in order to preserve political stability and avoid tarnishing the reputations of those who might become Trump's targets. However, this move has a dark side. Mass pardons could provoke dissatisfaction among voters and even within the Democratic Party, which is already criticizing Biden for pardoning Hunter Biden. Some believe this will only strengthen Trump's position and make the situation even more polarized. Trump's plans for political retribution could overshadow everything we have seen in U.S. history. Many political and military figures will be under threat if they do not support his regime. This could lead to the dismissal of generals like Mark Milley, or even criminal cases against leading politicians. Trump, already developing lists of his opponents, is ready to strike at any moment. On the other hand, Biden and the Democrats understand that it may be time not only to protect their family, but also the entire political class that could be destroyed. The question is how society will perceive these measures, and whether the U.S. can survive a political revolution if Trump starts carrying out his threats. Trump's inauguration will take place on January 20th, 2025. However, despite his political triumph, it is important to remember that Trump himself was involved in criminal cases that became the center of political attacks on his administration. In particular, investigations focused on his role in attempting to overturn the 2020 election results and his interactions with various political and business entities. These charges, although dropped after the election, have not been forgotten. On the contrary, Trump views them as part of the political retribution against him, and he is prepared to respond to these accusations by returning to power. Trump, despite the charges being dropped, may see his victory as a personal answer to the persecutions he has endured in recent years. This reflects a broader trend in American politics, where election victories are seen not only as achievements, but as a way to restore one's personal political reputation and fight against opponents. Biden and Trump are two opposing forces that will fight for the future of the United States. Presidential pardons are just one step in their political struggle. Time will tell how events will unfold, but one thing is certain: we are in for a challenging political battle ahead. Thank you for watching this video. Share your opinion in the comments. What do you think will happen next in the political battle in the US? Subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for new episodes to keep up with the most relevant events.